Mic check 1 2. Mic check.
December 2021, one of the Gambia's most crucial elections is here. At Kerr Fatou, we got you covered. Our team of credible and knowledgeable analysts will bring you exclusive analysis of the event step by step and ballot by ballot coverage. They will be joined by reputable studio guests to help analyze and break down key ballot issues to meet your needs. As candidates battle for the soul of the Gambia, our team of panelists will get you the information you need to make informed choices. Join our coverage Race for the State House every Thursday at 6 p.m. You decide, we got you covered. Your voice, your ballot with Kerr Fatou.
Thank you very much and welcome back. You are watching Kerr Fatou live, and then we are still broadcasting live from the Independent Electoral Commission in Carnifing, that is the IEC. It is the last political party that will be filing their nomination here at the Independent Electoral Commission, and is the Democratic Party led by, of course, Yusupha Dumbuya. Is the party leader and secretary general, or is the party leader of the, of course, Democratic Party. That is, of course, Yusupha Dumbuya. Yusupha Dumbuya is also a presidential aspirant in the country, and then he has already arrived, as you can see from the footages here on Kerr Fatou. Yusupha Dumbuya will be the last candidate for the day and is the final candidate for this nomination. He is already here, and then he is accompanied by some of his party supporters that are dancing and singing, of course, and surrounding his vehicle. We have a couple of people inside his vehicle, including, of course, Yusupha Dumbuya himself, who will be facing the Independent Electoral Commission chairman very shortly. And after filing his nomination, he will be talking to the of course the press, and we'll bring you everything about the final candidate for the day, that is of course Yusupha Dumbuya. They formed this political party in Brikama. Of course Yusupha will be telling us more about what he will be doing for the country. But if you can remember, we had Yusupha several times on Kerr Fatou, and he confirmed that he is the right candidate for this country, and he promised to fix this country but in several ways, ranging from agriculture, education, and in different other ways that he said. He has a very rich policies. According to the candidate, he is now about to enter the premises of the Independent Electoral Commission to face the Independent Electoral Commission chairman, Ali Mamar Njai. And of course that is Yusupha Dumbuya for you. As far as we know, not many things is known about um, um, not many things is known about this Fatou Dumbuya, but he is someone who wants to fight corruption in this country. This is what he's saying. Of course, I believe this is part of so many aspirants, policies that they want to fight corruption. But the one that just left right now, of course, also said the same thing, that fighting corruption is part of the things. And in an interview at Kerr Yusupha also confirmed that he is part of the things that he want to fight, that is corruption. Ngal tentu kal je bake albe Kerr le jibe kan live mbal independent electoral commission dula miya lonko of course na final candidate o afutata le minkera of course Yusupha Dumbuyati. Yusupha Dumbuya atelem nyaton koti of course Democratic Party atelem ila nyaton koti ate fanam futata le atelem final candidate o miya lonko wala nyanta kana bi bari atelem final candidate o miya lonko nomination be banna atele kola nomination le bannale completely jang nga jele ko ate fanan nala mol futata janne in natale Gabriel Scott ya la moto surround ka natinam fo IEC bunda to jang pour ka jigo ka itandala ko iba komal yusomo multi mi alonko yenyin Democratic Party form le num bikama sate to nala kilo bakan num command political party kutolem mi alon ko ate fanam be president yale nyini kang min kera Yusufati ate multi mi alon ko atata num Gambie bantala bari ko corruption wolem tilimbaliya mi alon ko lebe Gambia banko kanjang ni nata na fanko la fannato anin dula kote ngol aka lafta wo kellale tuwabol ka kumande corruption ora aka lafta wo kellale completely ay nyum fale num komanto ana hakilo bakan num molia interview Kerr signa jamale adabe mulu kono mi alon ko adiamuta ka foko lafta le purkaji ko corruption o e bang Gambia banko kanjang silang afutata le al nyaba tel mi alon ko adunta konoto le saing ala molba batula bundato bari anim mudol be dunna konoto le pour ka je ko donc isa sala nomination of file no wokola anin kiba talal si kacha sotono nyamen atele be kala last person di bi atele iba nominate la bi bari nomination o ko mumi be banna bi le atele be kala mo labangoti nyalon ko ibate nominate la natata banta donc abantale ko sama fana mbe mo soto la le wala sama mbe ko samba IC soto la mi alon ko ibe announcement o kala mi ala kidita la nga kibaro min soto wala minti ko talan lulu ma fa ko sam ibe announcement o kala le candidate sol mi alon ko ye walleta mi alon ko yela sartol timmandile candidate sol mi alon ko ye walleta so walem koti mi alon ko abe caring right now jang independent electoral commission so ate minkera Yusupha Dumbuyati sitale aya nyatiling IEC la chairman al nyabate la tenting IEC chairman dum ay haftano koyma na fu koyma ani face mask ay wala dum al yajele Michael ba balale nyatilim min na wala Yusupha Dumbuyati tilem Democratic Party la nyaton ko de mbokay still now ñi ngi IEC fo xamne suñu mujjentele candidate presidential aspirant mo ñew mom mo nekk njiiti Democratic Party bi non la tuda mom mo nekk ko sam pour mu yónnee nit isi paper mi but whatever the case is xam naa ne ñoom nañ waral loolu noonu waaye gisanguñ Yusupha Dumbuya suma screen bi lu ma nekk di jox ni gisanguñ Yusupha Dumbuya of course luñ nekk di gis moo nekk jigéen moo nekk di joxe paper mi of course fii nii foog na ñoom nañ leeral loolu noonu su fekkee ne dañoo pare pour face media bi pour waxa ak gars yi right now waaye Yusupha Dumbuya nag nekk na nit koo xam ne moom lañ jiital Democratic Party ñun loolu lañ xamoon nekk na nit koo xam ne mu ne dafa bëgg a fight corruption njuuj njaaj boo xam ne mu ngi xew si dëkk bi mu ne moom daal su nekkee président moom dina ko faj comme nu mu ko waxee si gannaaw waaye luñ gis moo nekk ne Yusupha Dumbuya moom gisanguñ ko waaye gis nañ jigéen boo xam ne mu ngi jox IEC of course some papers so dafa mel ni ndax Yusupha Dumbuya ñëwut wala li xew of course xam naa ne ñoom tey nañ wax loolu noonu they will definitely tell us exactly what is happening so it seems like we have not seen Yusupha Dumbuya in the group that is inside the IEC premises so we'll wait for them and see. I am so after filing their nomination they will face the media and explain to them some of the things that are the reason we don't see Yusupha Dumbuya and others. So let's see. As you can see, these are some of the papers that have been provided. Oh yes, but it seems like that is Yusupha. Yes, Yusupha is of course there. As you can see, Yusupha Dumbuya is there. So we've just seen him because we never wanted to confirm whether he was there, but then we have just seen him. Yes, he is around. It seems like he came with someone who is submitting the documents, that is this lady, but Yusupha himself is there. So Yusupha bijele seems ane musol na mi alon ko wala be kaytol dikang bari Yusupha fongo bijele ando be sirin jele al nyaabati la tenting ay nyen kosfingo ay adung ay nyatirin ay sila chairman la bari musol be kaytol jinta kan ka di woto Yusupha natale mbokay gis nañ Yusupha legi dafa melni mom ci bopam mu fa moom ngeen gis noonu mu sol kos bu ñuul bi mu ngi dugal paper yooyu noonu si enveloppe bi moom ngeen gis noonu mu jaakaarloo ak ay si chairman waaye dafa mel ni jigéen bi la àndal pour kooku moo amee kayitami kon Yusupha mu ngi fi it will be interesting pour mu xam naa su paree pour mu face media bi mu wax ak gaay soobee yàlla so that is it confirm nañ ne he's here. That is minen on calmina ha joni minen independent electoral commission kala gondo ndarde walla heti ndare Kerr Fatou de kala ɗo gonɗa wonde joni noon na wayno ko o garɗo joni ni ko on woni neɗɗo las mo poɗɗo ar hande makko noon ne woni neɗɗo las mo gandantuma o nomination so makko so pari en rek nomination o huuɓi tak hay goto arata hengal ɓay ko makko woni hande nomination o huuɓata tak yimɓe ɓe poɓɓe ɓe ar fof ngari fana wayno independent yo political party ji ɗi yeehi ha yimɓe nogas e jeegom ɓe fof ɓe ngari pour okkirgol kayti maɓɓe ɗi si Allah jaaɓi noon janggo waktuji 5 janggo alansara AIC noddat ɗo pour ɓe mbaɗa annonce ko homboy ɓe ƴetti si Allah jaaɓi Yusupha Dumbuya noon jooɗima iɗo ko debbo rek min jiino kono joni na wayno min jeehi Yusupha Dumbuya tigi mo jooɗi makko yo IC chairman o makko jiiɗon mbo ɓorni kos ɓalejo mbo waɗi face IC chairman o Alhaji Momar Ndiaye mbo yaadi e debbo mo gandantuma ko on tan mbi kayti makko ɗi debbo one ko makko gonɗon e yigol noon on debbo ɓe ɓe jiiɗon ni fof ko yimɓe makko ɓe gandantuma ko ɓeno woni yaadude neyi so that is it. It is confirmed that of course Yusupha is in the midst of the people who entered the premises of the Independent Electoral Commission, and then he is currently speaking is currently filing his nomination, and he's talking to the IEC chairman, that is Ali Momar Njai. So this is exactly what is happening right now, and Yusupha will be facing the press very shortly, and then they will be asking some important relevant questions, I believe, about what he has for the Gambia. One of the things that he told me that he want to fight in this country is corruption. Remember that we interviewed him on Kerr several times. He appeared on the brunch program and he appeared on the Kerr program, that is Politic Kacha program. So he made mention of these things. That is, he want to fight corruption. That is Yusupha Dumbuya for you. So he is the leader and he is the standard bearer of Democratic Party. That is Yusupha Dumbuya there for you. He is seated in front of the IEC chairman. He's the one that is wearing the black suit and then facing the IEC chairman. So he came with a lady who is submitting some of his documents that he came with. But this is exactly what is happening here, as you can see. So the press is waiting, as I said earlier, as I lamented earlier. So Yusupha Dumbuya will be the last person for the day, but not only for today, for the nominations. He is the last person. So tomorrow, the information that we got is IEC will be announcing, of course, the list of candidates that are qualified to run for the presidency come December 4th. Yes, so will Yusupha be part of it? He will go and wait and see for tomorrow. But right now, he is filing his nomination documents and facing the IEC chairman in a grand style. So that is it. I believe very shortly Yusupha will be ready and he will be facing the press to answer some of the questions. What is he providing? I think this is his voter's card or ID card. Yes, national identity card is part of the things that the IEC are requesting from this candidate. So you have to show them that you are a citizen of this country. You have to show them that you've lived in this country for the past 5 years. You have to show them that at least you have 5,000 voters who endorse you, at least 200 from each region in this country. So these are some of the things and others that they are asking from this candidate. So will Yusupha also declare his assets like other candidates did? I understand the leader of the United Democratic Party, Lawyer Ousainou Darboe, has declared his assets publicly, and it was published on Kerr, and he definitely made it public and challenged other aspirants to do the same. Esa Mbai Fall, yes, no, not Esa Fall, but Dr. Ismaila Ceesay also declared his asset, I believe worth $19 million, if I got it right, and it was published by Gainako newspaper. So these are the two candidates that we know that they have declared their assets for now, and then others are saying that it's not part of the requirements of the independent or not. It's not a requirement for them to publicly, declare their assets. They can only give it to the Independent Electoral Commission. This is what others are saying, but others are just keeping the case on that is their privacy, their assets. So that is it. I think it's good for candidates to declare their assets so that the public can hold them accountable if they are richer when they become presidents. For example, if you are having 200,000 in your account and you became president within 2 months, you are a billionaire. The public, have the right to ask you, where did you take this money from? Because before being a president, you were not a billionaire. You were just 200,000 rich. But some of them are not ready to do so. So we've seen two candidates that declared their assets and then they did it publicly. So who is going to follow? We don't know yet. Still now, just be reminded that you're watching Kerr, and then we are broadcasting live from the Independent Electoral Commission. They are the referee as far as this upcoming election is concerned. They are the referee. We are bringing you live the final candidate of the day and of course for the nomination. That is Yusupha Dumbuya. He is the standard bearer for Democratic Party in the country. So Yusupha will be facing the press immediately he filed his nomination. inshallah. So he came with some people, as you can see, and he is with a lady. Don't know whether the lady is the wife. I actually cannot confirm, but I know she is holding some of his documents, and then of course submitting some of them to the IEC chairman. So I believe the journalists are asking, each and every candidate whether they are ready to declare their assets, which is very, very, very important for them to ask, and also for candidates not to only mute about it, but to make clarifications on what are their intentions to do. Now, the public out there are the people that are appointing them as presidents, as whatever they are in the government. So they have the right to know exactly what are the things that they have and the things that they don't have. As far as the government is concerned, this of course the government is concerned, the president doesn't own anything, neither the opposition. So the only thing is you are going there. If you are 1,000, if you have 200, 300,000 in your account, the public has the right to ask you if you are richer than that in the next 2 or 3 months after being of course I'm elected as president. So we thank you very much, and we thank you very much for watching Kerr Fatou and for following. I believe that we've given you a very fair coverage throughout these nominations. So we started since on Saturday, and then it was live coverage for each and every candidate that came here, starting from, of course, Joseph to the last person, that is the Democratic Party. When I mean the last person, I mean the last person to file his nomination. That's what I mean, actually. So he will also be filing. Coming last to file your nomination doesn't mean that you are taking last, just to make that clear. So Yusupha is now talking to the Independent Electoral Commission chairman, that is Alaj Momar Njai, and then he will soon face the press immediately he is ready. We will link there, as far as our team is there, of course, to also tell you or to show you exactly or what is he going to say. So this is exactly that we are expecting very shortly from, of course, Yusupha Dumbuya. So that is it. Still now to be reminded that you're watching Kerr Fatou, and we are live broadcasting from the Independent Electoral Commission. Yusupha hanisa be sirinne ani muso mi alon ko ani wala nata ani mo kotangol mi alon ko le bakoma al nyabati la tenting abe kaytolo abe safiro la kaytoto ay face max so dum ando ay dendi ka fimma dum ay dendi ka koyma ay wala dum konoto anata nektaya dum mi alon ko fimmalem ay nyatrin ay sila chairman la al nyabati la tenting wala Yusupha Dumbuya atelem nyaton koti min keta Democratic Party la nyaton ko atelem Yusupha Dumbuya. Still now Yusupha Dumbuya ngeen nekk di gis noonu rek. Yusupha Dumbuya nag nekk na nit koo xam ne moom moo nekk njiiti, of course, Democratic Party. Moom nag nekk na nit koo xam ne moom tamit mu ngi taxaw pour ñu jokkoo di presidency in this country, comme noo leen ko nekk di gisee rek. Comme Kerr Fatou nu ma ko waxee sànq rek, isil nañ leen from the first person, of course Joseph Diouf, I believe that is the name, to the last person here. Su ma waxee last person nag moo nekk moom moo nekk mujjanteel nit koo xam ne ñëw na pour mu file nomination am bi. Kooku moo nekk, of course, Yusupha Dumbuya. Moom moo nekk njiiti Democratic Party. Yusupha nag moom ngeen gis mu ngi toog nii, mu sol mbuba bu ñuul, jiital mbuba bu weex si suuf, of course sol necktie bu ñuul, mu ngi of course sol face mask bu bula. Moom moo toog nii, moom ngeen nekk di gis mu ngi jàkkaarloo ak IC chairman bi koo xam ne mu ngi sol mbaxana bu weex ak xaftaan bu weex, moom ñoom ngeen nekk di gis nii. So dafa mel ni mu ngi wax IC official si kii di Yusupha Dumbuya. Su pare comme ni ma leen ko waxee rek na moom try mu wax of course dana try mu wax journalist yi. ha joni rek ko kerfadu gondon data rek minen non biya ko Yusupha Dumbuya woni do ha joni Yusupha Dumbuya non ko neddo mo gandantuma mbo dabba président yaaji makko woni yesojo democratic party makko gondon e yide ni mo okki on ni bawo mo borni wutte balejo te wutte danejo o wadi less nekta makko ko balejo makko jiran ni so kayti makko di woni okkir pour makko ne wade nominate. Alright, so still you are watching Kerr Fatou. We're still waiting for Mr. Dumbuya, who is facing the IC chairman right now, as you can see, and then from there he will be facing the press very shortly. I think it will be very interesting to listen to all these candidates, especially the question of what do you have for the country, and then it's like most of them are having the same things that they want to have for that they want to do for the country, fighting corruptions and then making making everything easy for people, as far as they all of them, most of them are claiming that it's very difficult in this country. So it's like most of them are having the same programs and policies for agriculture, education, and all the sectors in the country. So we also listen to Yusupha, apart from the two Momodu Bas. I think Momodu Ba one wants to shift the capital from Banjul to Jara, Soma, and Farafenni. He said he will link them. Remember, there is a bridge between them now, and then there are several villages, of course, that you have between these two towns. I don't know how is he going to link them, but he's interested very well in the, of course, the relationship between the Gambia and Senegal. So he will link those two. If you are interested in shifting the capital from Banjul to of course yes, so let's listen to them and see first. Let's see what Yusupha is saying and come back.
Subsequently, Dr. once they get their approval from the commission, they need to submit their campaign itinerary so that the commission can reconcile all the various campaign itineraries to ensure, we have a smooth and a peaceful campaign. From the campaign, we'll have 1 day cooling off when everybody can go home now, decide, and make a choice. And then on December the 4th, Gambians will take to the queues peacefully, we pray and hope, and then cast their ballot, go back home, listen to the radio or the television. GRTS will be broadcasting everything, inshallah. As usual, we have been setting the pace over the years, providing, uninterrupted coverage for our Gambian citizenry. And in fact, now that we are on satellite, Gambians in the diaspora can follow everything happening in this country through GRTS. On our satellite, we have our social media handles quite active and effective. We are updating information on our social media pages and handles.
All right. So still now we are waiting for Mr. Dumbuya to of course complete his to complete filing his nomination and face the press, as you can see. But he's still with the IEC chairman. So Hanisambe Yusupha Bojang or Yusupha Dumbuya batale batum kam pour kaje ko don ay pare na pare rek definitely mbe ane abe press nyum face la le pour ani kacha bari jigidale ko sign min tuta je amansia ba ke pour kaje ko ani ani ngayle kacha walem koti mi alon ko abe kerin jang still now ñu ngi har Yusupha Dumbuya pour mu pare xamna legité mu pare fana kay ñu ko defal ci am envelope joko wax ko mu xaar elek ndax nañ ko jël wala duñ ko jël. So that is it. Fana lool la gis ngeen chairman bi mu ngi tiyé wala légui tay ñu joko envelope bi pour mu joko ki di Yusupha Dumbuya den su paré fofu rek mom dina fi sa presse bi joni ko Yusupha Dumbuya min poni min ngoni fadde pour min of course kalday mako min andi so pari rek of course hal that a journalist gidi pour mako ne wada answer some of the questions that the journalist will be asking here. So ko dum woni wat gol ni on jio envelope ko be ngokata ay si chairmano mako ne o kaw non be gimbore ni fayda joni kulle de pari jon non be ngokado envelope so pari rek our face of course some of the journalists here. So that is it. Ko dum woni yagol doni yes. So o jeti am logo tale ayadi andong sayang abitale pour anen journalistol
just stick to Yusupha Dumbuya so far
jibi ate fanam de kixonol
from the IEC
jabila nyame spice down now. He'll be facing the press, of course, as you can see. Press is already preparing, and then so they'll be asking him some other questions here regarding what he has for the country. So that is it. Let's hear from him and see what he will say. So the journalists are already facing the the journalists are already preparing, and then they will ask their question very, very, very shortly. So Yusupha is already talking, I believe.
Now tell us, how are you going to achieving these objectives? good job. And Adaya Masise, my political advisor. I want to thank my secretary Sarah, who went all the way back. I want to thank these people right here. These are Gambian. This is here. Serious problem that I cannot just in 3 minutes define the problems that we have in Gambia. But I would redirect your question, redirect your question and answer one thing that is very, very important. That is your economic issue, and that is health care. That is an economic issue. If we deal with it properly, we will take care of employment issues in Gambia. A population less than 1,600, you have to ask yourself, what are we doing for 53 years? And I ask you journalists, does it take 53 years to develop a nation less than 1.7 million? And all of you will agree with me, that is no. So also to address, in order to address, we talk about economic development on us. We talk about we cannot develop the economy if we do not, what I call, deal with the root cause of the economic issue we have. That's also corruption, which is by and large that's too broad. And I'm also going to take care of the corruption issue, zero tolerance of corruption, take care of the ineffectiveness that's in the system. Your country cannot be developed with this ineffectiveness. The structure, everything is ineffective by and large. So we have to deal with the system change to address your economic situation in Gambia.
Mr. Dumbuya, we understand that there are documents that you did not submit and you are given time before 4 o'clock to submit it. Yes. How optimistic are you that you will make the required time?
All the documents there already. Now, even they give me 1 hour, I'll submit it. All right? I want professionality. You cannot lead this nation when you start with ineffectiveness. So I don't want to bring in a sloppy document. And I know we are all in this struggle together. The young, the orphan, the poor, the women, all of us are in this struggle together. We want a better country for our people. We want a better nation. We want a nation where the poor can survive. Many of you come here, you don't have a breakfast. Many of you have orphaned the children who doesn't have lunch, dinner. So, so if you look at the system, it's not there for me to turn this question. Your electric system is out. So I couldn't get to the point where I can just. But hopefully your electric system is on, is back on. It's a matter of time to print those documents and get it back here. Yes.
You mentioned of the system change here. How do you intend to change the system, let's say, if you are elected as president?
Well, that's also a broad question that I can answer that with a limited time of 5 minutes. But I'll just make it general. Take care of the people and take the corruption out of the system. That's the beginning. And pay people. In order to take care of the corruption, you must also pay people. Gambia, start paying people.
So, Mr. Dumbuya, yes. You have been going out and coming to the country. So, how do you intend to deal with your dual citizenship?
Well, I have always, half of it is a personal question, but half of it is a duty to the Gambian people to know who I am. I've been in this country for a while, but like many of them, the leaders who are contesting, they're going back and forward. But let me tell you one of the reasons why I went out, all right? I just went and I have a conversation with, I'm not going to mention their name, the people who matter, and that is the people in Saudi Arabia. Some people, we didn't meet in Saudi Arabia, we meet some places in Africa, and we have a conversation, a solid conversation, that in 2 years, I'm working for you, that everywhere in Gambia will light up, even in Achar, in Baribu. For me or not, it's time to bring reality in Gambian politics. In 2 years, Dumbuya will have 24-hour electricity system. I've already have this agreement with the people. Another surprising thing I will have, that I already have agreement with these people, is housing. Oh boy, the people. What is wrong with our system? That the poor have no place in this system. You have people now, call them the predatory loaning people system. You have, let's take an example here, where you have to get in an apartment, you have to pay 6 months ahead or 12 months ahead. Many of our people cannot afford this. When are we going to tackle this? This is an economic issue that I intend to take. So I went back out there, I have an agreement with them. I'm going to build 4,000 affordable housing each year for Gambians. You vote for me or not, I'm here to develop the nation, and I'm not joking about it.
Over here, can you please tell us your party slogan? We're seeing that your party slogan is saying Dumbuya in power, women in power.
Yes.
Can you please tell us what concrete plans do you have to uplift the
Masses of
current
the
situation
Gambian
of
people
women?
to greater economic prosperity? That's your question. Well, look behind me. I just don't preach. I just don't dance. I just do the solution, all right? This is why, with Gambian money, with their support or not, I went out foreign policy to secure affordable housing for the Gambian. I went out to secure 2-year Dumbuya will have Gambian light up 24-hour electricity. Wait, all right? Let me finish. I'll come back. Well, all right. Well, I'll come back to that. But let me, the women issue is personal to me. Poverty. My mom worked in the rice field, waiting for my dad. 20 good years. My mother was young, grew old. My father studying out there. I am the victim of that. My mother died poor. Here I am today. So this is personal issue to me. Look at these women, single women. Husband died. The past administration have abused so many things. So I'm here for women. This is why in my administration, right now in my political party, 60% of them, women, man this high important position, and I intend to carry that. Women in power, Dumbuya in power, 50-50, equality in our government.
Thank you. Your citizenship, sir. Your citizenship.
Press conference that Yusupha Dumbuya, leader of the leader of the Democratic Party (DP), had with members of the
December 2021, one of the Gambia's most crucial elections is here. At Kerr Fatou, we got you covered. Our team of credible and knowledgeable analysts will bring you exclusive analysis of the event step by step and ballot by ballot coverage. They will be joined by reputable studio guests to help analyze and break down key ballot issues to meet your needs. As candidates battle for the soul of the Gambia.
hear him there with the press. Of course, he was answering some of the questions, so you heard him very loud and clear. As I said earlier, he's accompanied with some of his party supporters, and then he is the last party for the day, and also the last party for this nomination. He will be the last to come. So, of course, IEC will make an announcement on Saturday, that is tomorrow, to tell Gambians the people that are qualified, of course, to contest for this election. And then remember that we have 26 aspirants as far as these elections are concerned. So I believe some of these people are hoping to be approved to run for the presidency as far as this election is concerned. So that is it. Wolem Yusupha Dumbuya apparetale ani ICA nyatali nyola la kaitol di anin kiba talal fanan kachata le kamin fonu kol mi alon ko ay wala soto Gambia bari aliamwele kuma ko le mi alon ko ay wala fo sign tenting al nyabala moto la tenting bulata wala kono pour kaje ko don asitano nyamen ala kolu ayala nomination of course ala kaitol dile ka nomination okay already ala kaitol dile pour ka nomination pour ga nominate mari ko nga fale nyamen don of course ate minkira Yusupha Dumbuya di saying abita ka telem the last person to be and num fana telem the last person for this nomination fang telebe kala the last person, so that is it. And then landing can join me for to of course close. It seems like he was there and standing in front of them. So as we will close this, so we will definitely yes, so as I said earlier, I'll be joined by Landing Caesar, who is also here with me. He was right in front of Yusupha Dumbuya. Of course, he asked one of the most important questions, and that is about I believe his citizenship, his dual citizenship. I believe so. I don't know whether you've answered that question very well. I had them asking about that, and so many things, the questions that he was answering. But Landing, what did you take from Yusupha?
Buba, Yusupha Dumbuya came with a lot of missing documents that is required by the IEC. Yusupha, according to the conversation he was having with the IEC, Yusupha did not bring the authorized asset declaration certificate. He did not have a party logo or a specified picture. He did not come with the campaign itinerary. And then the IEC was telling him that the campaign form was not filled. And then Yusupha, during the speaking to the media as well, I asked this question. What about his dual citizenship? But here, he was dodging from that question. Instead of answering that citizenship question, Yusupha was busy telling the journalists that, he intends to build 4,000 houses every year when he comes to power. And then I insisted to ask.
He's so much interested in housing anyway.
Exactly, he's so much. And he said, Gambian people are suffering. So all what he can do for Gambian people is to help them live from that poverty. But the main question is, Yusupha did not come with a lot of his required documents. And then part of the IEC's required documents is you need to have the asset declaration certificate. But he did not have that. The tax clearance certificate, he did not come with that. Which one is it? His name, the spelling of his name, the first one, the IEC said, they receive, Yusupha Dumbuya, but he came with the documents, and inside the documents, it is there as Yusupha Dumbuya instead of Yusupha Dumbuya. So the IEC, they have to change that as well. So what is more interesting of Yusupha is that, the forms given to him by the IEC, most of them are not even filled according to the IEC. So this is very interesting, and I think as the last candidate to be nominated, Yusupha stand a chance to provide all the documents that the IEC required, especially if he had been following the nomination process since day one. But coming here as the last candidate, with a lot of missing documents is disappointing. It's
disappointing, Landing. It's interesting to see some of these people coming with missing documents, and it's not only Yusupha, but as you said, he of course had the chance to observe some other people, the things that they were doing, and also how IEC were definitely processing some of these aspirants. But it's interesting. Some of the people, so they are so disappointing that I don't know whether they don't understand or they are not interested in bringing some of these documents. But we will see what will IEC do for tomorrow. I understand that they tomorrow by 5 p.m. there should be nomination. Have you asked anything about that? Not nomination. Let me put this clear. They will be announcing the list of people that are qualified.
Yes, Buba, the IEC chairman.
Yeah. Yes. Just
the IEC will be having a public scrutiny tomorrow. They will say they said the public scrutiny will start in the morning, and then 5 p.m. they will face the media to talk to the media about the candidates selected to run for the presidency, and then through the press briefing I'm sure that's the time they will announce the full list. But so far so good. Since the nomination started, I think lot of candidates miss documents that are required by the IEC, starting from Banki. You have Dr. Cisse, you have Marisok, especially these independent candidates. Most of them left out documents that are required by the IEC, and if their documents are not here before 4:30 today, meaning IEC will reject them, because it is part of their requirements to bring those documents. And then one thing also I observed since the nomination started is that the presidential aspirants, most of them, I don't know why, but if you ask them question, they feel so offended. They are so bitter about questions that we pose on them, and these questions are questions that are of interest of the citizens of this country. So it's something that I don't understand. I can see the face of DP leader, who is Yusupha Dumbuya. When I asked him about his citizenship, which is a requirement according to our constitution, he did not want to answer that question. Even the last time when I made a follow-up question for him to answer that question, he did not answer that question. He was feel offended by that. And I can tell you that Yusupha did not even come with a letter which indicates that his party is sponsoring him to run for presidency, and which also is a requirement from the IEC. So dodging from question will not help them. So you have to answer questions. Journalists need to know what is going on. Journalists need to know what your plan is to rule the country, because you're going to communicate through us. You're going to communicate to the general public out there through us. So if you don't answer our question, you refuse to answer our question, you run away from our question, how are you going to sell your party manifesto? How are you going to tell Gambians that these are my plans to run the country in the next 5 years if I'm elected into the office? So that's something I think our presidential aspirants as of now should think of. They should not run away from our questions. They should always tell us their plans.
All right. That is so interesting. These politicians are just most of them are just like that. But then sometimes they are friendly, sometimes they are very angry with journalists. I just don't know why. But then they should understand one thing, that is we are here for the public. Most of these questions we are not asking them, or we are not asking even this question to provoke them. We are asking these questions to feed the public. Remember, we are the people that are taking information from them, from government, from institutions, to feed the public. If the journalists were not available, they wouldn't know what Yusupha Dumbuya or Dr. Cisse or Adama Barrow or Lawyer Dab or any other candidate what they are doing in the country. So they should understand the job of the journalists. I think it's not only Mr. Dumbuya, but you have other presidential aspirants that came here being angry at journalists, which is very, 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 very bad. So they should understand that, and then let them know that the journalists are just doing their work, but nothing. But as far as this nomination is concerned, landing, today is the last day. We've just witnessed the the final candidate who just filed his nomination documents to the IEC, and then he is the last person to be, of course, to file his nomination. So interestingly, we are having in this small country 26 presidential aspirants in this country. Well, we cannot do anything about that. We cannot blame them because it's their right. But it seems like most of these candidates, they are having the same programs. They will tell you, I will do this for agriculture, for security, for education. They are having the same of course, ideas. And interestingly, Cham told me here is probably it is very easy for them. You are just coming and you pay 10,000 and you go. Probably it should be increased so that some people will decide. Some people will decide whether to do it or whether they have the interest of the country or not. People will know. But you're just there, and then you just want fame. For example, you just go and pay your $10,000, and then you are an independent aspirant. You are looking for the presidency. You can even ride a bicycle and come, pay the $10,000, and you say you are looking for the presidency. But so interestingly, so far, from Sunday to today, we have witnessed all these of course, some candidates that came. In short, what are you going to say before we close everything? And on tomorrow we will witness and show everyone how the Independent Electoral Commission will announce that list.
It is quite interesting and quite hectic for us journalists who have been covering the nomination since day one, which is Saturday. So far, so good. I can say most of these candidates will not run for presidency. I know they will end up. No, I know they will end up endorsing.
You can say maybe.
Yes, but I'm honestly speaking, I'm sure.
Some of them will be rejected.
They will be.
You think some of them will be rejected?
Yeah, because they don't bring the required documents.
Yeah, some other people are given the chance to go back and bring some of these documents.
But we didn't see them.
Yeah, maybe they come and
maybe they come, but we didn't see them around. Returning.
If they did not feel full, we say if they
let's take an example of Yusupha Dumbuya.
Yeah.
He has less than 2-3 hours to submit all the documents.
Yeah.
So 4:30 he has to come. Before 4:30 he has to come and tender all the documents that's required by the IEC. But even after that, even if they are nominated, I know most of them will endorse other political parties or independent aspirants to join them, to join force with them to run for the presidency. I'm not sure all these people will run for presidency, Buba.
Yeah, I don't think. And then I believe we will be seeing a lot of coalition and alliances.
This is my point.
Yes, I believe so. Most of these independent and then other political parties, I cannot call them small parties though, but because they claim to be big parties. I've never seen a politician who will say I don't have supporters, even you have a very little supporters. But then I believe so. We will witness a lot of alliances as far as this election is concerned.
Yes, as far as this election is concerned, we have good presidential aspirants there. Good people with good manifestos, but if you look at their manifestos, and the plans that they have, how they want to run the affairs of the country is almost the same.
Yeah.
But the policies, how? The mechanism that they are going to put in place to run that, if you ask them, most of them, they dodge from that question.
Yeah, they dodge, yeah.
What are the mechanisms they're going to put in place to, to make sure that their agendas are implemented? This is a problem that, these people, most of them run away from. When you want to run a country is not just a football club. Even a football club.
A football club like Chelsea, right?
Even a football club,
yes.
You need to have policies and programs.
Yeah, sure.
And that without those policies and programs, you cannot run that football club.
No,
so
it's not possible.
Much more of a country. A country is far bigger than what they think.
Yeah.
You want to rule 1.5 million people or even more.
More than that.
You are saying that I want to do this, I want to do that, but you don't have any mechanism that is put in place in order to run to implement those plans that you have.
Yeah.
This is something that our political aspirants should, really come out
They
and
should
tell
look into-
us,
yeah.
the mechanism they have to run this country.
And
You
stop the
cannot
blame
just
game.
tell us just a vague, policies and programs without mechanism in place to run to tell us how you're going to implement the plans that you have to run this country
Exactly, that's
in
true.
the next 5 years.
All right, that's true. I think thank you very much, Landing has been doing a very great job here at the IEC. Of course, you've seen some of the people that we are coming to join us in the platform. He is the one who was arranging and asking very relevant questions as far as these candidates are concerned, from the starting to the end. So tomorrow, just join us tomorrow, inshallah. We'll bring you when the IEC is announcing the list of candidates that are qualified. That will be very interesting. You can join Kerr Fatou, inshallah. We'll be here, of course, to witness it. So we thank Landing very much, and also to our technical team. They have been doing a very great job. The ones that are with the OV van, and also the ones that are at the office right now that came to that were here from the first day to this last day. We thank you very much. Rocky B, he is called Buakar Sonko, is part of the technicians. We thank you very much for the great job. And Charles Elvis Ngom, he is also head of the technical team, so we thank him very much for the great job. We thank Omar Ndao, and also of course Mustafa Kinte, Fatsila Sire, Farmata Drame Sire, and also the driver. Yes, the driver, that is Mr. Sedikan. We thank you very, very much. Mr. Sedikan is the driver, so we thank you very much. We thank each and every person who was following Kerr Fatou. We are here because of you, so we cannot do it without you. So keep on trusting us, and we will give you every relevant information, of course, that we have. And please join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. We will be here live to show you exactly what will be happening here at the Independent Electoral Commission. As you know, tomorrow they will be announcing the people that are qualified to run for the presidency tomorrow. So thank you very much. Thank you and thank you. I was your host throughout these nominations. My name is Buba Gajigo. Until then, bye-bye.
Our team of panelists will get you the information you need to make informed choices. Join our coverage, Race for the State House, every Thursday at 6 p.m. You decide, we got you covered. Your voice, your ballot with Kerr Fatou.
We are pleading to everybody to observe and respect.
One Gambia, one nation, one people.